So I'm trying to check I've got the do not disturb on, which I do. Yeah, I had 45 minutes between getting out of the shower and coming here, and I was like, I think that's enough time for me to practice doing makeup and my hair. So, because you remember I got taught and I've got this list.
No, I don't remember.
So my client was like, I'm going to teach you how to do makeup, right? And I was like, because I haven't a clue. I don't know how to do any of it. Like, everyone's always told me, jump on YouTube and watch. And I'm like, if I don't know where to start, that isn't going to help me, right?
Start with primer.
I did. I have a list of 11 steps that was given to me.
Steps. How many products is 11 steps?
Well, I had to buy a big fuck off makeup thing, and there's so much stuff in it. But look, I scrub up okay.
Yeah. Primer, foundation, that's a lot. Eyeliner.
Mascara. And then there's like setting powder, setting sprays. I did skip a few. I did do that one. I was like, I can do this. I've made this much of an effort.
Yes.
And I love my hair, but as we all have learned,
your hair does look like really quite straight and fluffy today.
Yeah, I did it. That's why.
Oh,
actually.
What did you do different though?
Well, because I've got
your hair.
Yeah. Because obviously I've been going grey naturally. It'll be like 5 or 6 years in June. Yeah. Since I last put hair dye in my hair, right? I really wish I could feel my therapist. Her facial expressions are brilliant. They really are. You're like the coolest fucking therapist ever. Though it's funny because I asked a chiropractor this a couple of days ago. I'm like, when you have jobs like you guys do, where the fuck do you find the time to fit in all the notes? Because you're one of the only psychologists I've seen who doesn't do it in the meetings.
I sometimes do. When I'm tired, I do.
Yeah, I think maybe our original couple, because
I'm
sure you remember when I first met you, I give every therapist the same drill. I'm spiritual, I smoke weed, you got problems, tell me now, it's not going to work.
I did my morning notes just then.
Oh, there you go. That's what chiropractors do, actually.
I've got one appointment left to go, and then I'm up to date till yours.
Oh, you're amazing.
You learn to type really fast.
Look at how long these fuckers are.
You probably would type relatively slowly like those on.
It is actually really
It's good because
funny.
they're like clear.
Because that's why I do it like that. So when they grow out, you can't tell.
Like that.
It's what I reckon. I've definitely got to get. This is like 3.5 weeks. They're only meant to be every 2 weeks, so it's interesting because I truly thought these would break more than any other shape, but I've now come to think that because of the way it's shaped, it's making them stronger.
Yeah, ovals and stuff like that are always going to be stronger than the square. Well, depends who you ask. But when you do laundry and stuff,
I've literally had to relearn how to do everything with my nails, which ties into me retraining my brain, which is actually why I'm here.
Kind of like flexible thinking. Ta-da.
Well, the reason I needed the appointment, is because, thankfully, I guess, in one sense, I'm very highly aware of what is happening. Mm-hmm. I'm in a borderline personality state. Mm-hmm.
Meaning I'm emotionally dysregulated.
Let me explain to you what that means in my sense. So basically, that I'm like, this is where I was so excited to be finishing uni, right? Mm-hmm. And so proud of myself and all of these things and everything, whatever, right? Mum's still coming. She's staying with my sister. We've all agreed that's probably the best for all of us.
And graduation.
And I'll go up and stay with them instead, so to speak, because I was saying to my sister, like, I really would like you and my friend Cassidy to come as well as Mum, and my sister's like, well, it's probably a better thing just for you two, and I was like, I don't think you're understanding. I've invited fucking every single person I know if they want to come. Turns out, well, according to my friend yesterday, we can only buy 2 extra, and Cassidy has said she's coming. I just got to convince my sister. But so I'm looking forward to it in that sense. What I'm struggling with, and I'm struggling a lot at the moment, thankfully, like I said, I'm very aware of what is happening. But I also think that combined with being super excited, I'm grieving. as well, because I have lived and breathed uni for so many years, and all of my friends that I'm friends with, 3 of them have been accepted into honours, so I'm over the moon for them. Yeah, the rest of my friends are still continuing with their degree, so effectively I'm the only one left aside, and I'm over the moon that I'm not going into studying, because I just physically, mentally, and every which way can't. But on saying that, I've heightenedly become aware of the feelings of I'm going to lose all of my friends. Now, I've explained it to my friends already. I said, I'm giving you all a heads up. I'm very much in a borderline state. I'm highly aware of what I'm saying. I understand logically that this isn't the case, that we are friends, you know, that I'll still be with them on their journey, so to speak, you know, backup support. It isn't, however, changing the actual feeling, if that makes sense. So I have been doing every single DBT thing I can think of to deal with this, because I have explained it to my friends. They're all aware of what's happening, and they've all said it's not going to be like that. We're friends, we're family, like we're together.
So
and
then we checked the facts. We know it's not real, so it's invalid. So we
let it go, but that's we're
opposite
instructed.
action. We lean in against it.
Well, hence I'm seeing you today, and I called yesterday.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where I was literally having, like, I started to really cry and be like, why is this happening? Because my life is really good, and yet...
So good self-validation, yes,
yes,
we are using some tools.
But I used this word this morning to my friends, and I know it's the one that I said to you for so long that got me the ADHD thing, but I'm back in that state of mind where I feel stuck. Like just getting out of bed. I woke at 7:40, but I didn't get up until 11:20.
So there are things that are happening to you right now that are not good for you. So
I don't know what I'm doing.
Like structure that you love and change to routine. So we talk about with ADHD, we talk about having sameness and structure and routine, and let's do these things and let's make it happen, and consistency. And then it's like, oh, finish school. Okay, boom.
Well, yeah, I haven't even, like, I have an exam in the end of next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we talk about with the BPD, we talk about regulating emotions and abandonment and rejection and being out of sight, out of mind, so to speak, and all the stuff.
Those are all the things
the
I
fears
said
that we're worrying about. So now we check the facts, and the urge and the thoughts are still there, the feeling's still there, so we have to sit with it. We have to tolerate. We have to try opposite action. So my urge is to run from my friends, so I need to connect with them.
Well, like I said, I've been keeping my friends up to date because I'm highly aware that I want to literally close down everything.
Sure.
And completely close my life up to become a recluse again. And that is there. And I'm like, why is this happening?
And we know that the thoughts are there because of invalid things. So
BPD sucks ass. Let's just put that out there.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
The only good thing about having it in the seat, and it's not good, is that I'm aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
Whereas before I wasn't.
You work really hard on it. Yeah. Yes, you're right.
Like my house is a disaster state in the sense of it is so overwhelming, and I'm trying to do a little bit, right? But because I'm restructuring, like re-going through everything to get crap out, like as in
declutter type thing?
Yeah, declutter. There is stuff everywhere.
Can I ask you a unrelated but seemingly unrelated question?
You can ask me whatever you want.
Why are you decluttering your house in the middle of a crisis when you have an exam next week?
It's not so much it started when the furniture arrived. It's been like that. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. Like it's bit by bit breaking shit up. Like I'm still, like I've been looking at the notes. I know what I've got to do. Um, and yeah, you're right. But it's not like it's different. It's there, but I'm dealing with it better. But it's just the feeling of being stuck. There is, like I was saying to my friends, off the top of my head, 3 things that I want to be doing regularly: machine Pilates, hydro, and riding my motorbike. Yeah? Now, all of those 3 things I can start doing.
They sound fun.
They are fun. That's the thing. They're fun. And yet I am very much in a state where leaving my house, if it's not to go somewhere, to someone, it's not happening.
So you're in a state where right now all of your BPD stuff's coming up, and
Yeah,
if it's
I
for
feel
me
like I'm in a
and
flare.
self-worthiness and doing things for you and for self-care, then it's not a priority.
Wait, are you saying I'm not doing self-care?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I think you're not doing it. I think probably parts of it you are. You're alive and showering and your makeup's great. But the things that give you fun, you're withholding.
Exactly. So help me figure out why. That's your job.
Because of all the things that you just said.
Exactly. What do I do then? Like I said, I
You
just got to
say,
sit with
I
it.
can do it, and I am allowed to do it, and I'm doing it. And you make a date, and you do it.
That makes sense.
And not an actual date, like a date with
Yeah,
yourself.
no, I get you. Like, I am excited about these things, like...
You have to give yourself permission to live.
I think that's what it comes down to.
And when you're going into a situation where everything is changing, it's hard to do that.
This is
sameness
new.
And the routine and the structure, check the facts, talk to your friends, all those things, you've done it. Now it's time to say, okay, this feels yucky. This is the story in my head telling me it's yucky. This is my BPD story.
Oh, no, where it's BPD.
Recognize it as the BPD story, which is not in control of you. It's a fictional story that you can change and you can do, and then you choose how to live your life.
I feel like I'm doing that.
Good.
Because I have put into place the things I need to. I've let my friends know. I've made an appointment with you.
And you're going to go and ride your motorbike.
Yeah.
Wait, is it safe?
Yeah.
Do you have a helmet?
I have everything. Of course I do. I've had my full motorbike license since 2015.
Scary.
Pilates is probably more important right now. I need to get strong. I weigh 47 kilos. It's fucked up.
What did doctor say?
Haven't seen doctors yet. Need to, very much. I've gone out and done what I was told to do.
Which is?
Buy 100 different frickin' prepared meals. My fridge and freezer are chockers. I'm not stepping foot in a goddamn supermarket for the next 3 months as far as I'm concerned.
Is the issue, do you think, that you just get distracted and don't eat? Because sometimes you eat. I know you do.
It depends on the day and the Ritalin.
Is it the Ritalin? Is it your metabolism? Is there something else?
Well, I have been eating... Well, I'm struggling throughout the day, but I'm eating at night the same amount that someone would eat over a day, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been in hospital for this before.
Chicken nuggets.
Hmm?
Yeah, you did the chicken nuggets. You love the chicken nuggets.
You are referring to the vegan chicken nuggets, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry. I saved a mama redback spider and her baby egg sac from the inside of my letterbox and set her free. It's a hell of a story, and I will show you the photo of the redback once I finish filming.
Okay.
But yeah, I have been monitoring this redback in my letterbox for weeks, researching the shit out of it, and I finally... That was one of the most exciting things I've done. I think it was 2 days ago. I caught her and the babies, and then I let them go.
Nice.
Yeah, that made me feel happy.
Your karma is positive.
I'm in a good place, like I said.
So let's time to, and it sounds so simple, but you have to give yourself permission to live your life, and that you have to give yourself permission that it's okay for your life to change.
I think,
And you have to trust yourself that as your life changes, that you have the capacity to make good choices for you.
yeah, no, I think I'm doing well with that. My intuition is back on point. I'm very good with where I'm at. Yesterday, I received a phone call that I can only explain as probably one of the most cruelest phone calls a person can get.
Cruel or cool?
Cruel, as
Cruel.
in
Bad.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, as in I'm so lucky I trusted my intuition. So, oh my God, it was so cruel. I feel like I'm going to cry. You remember I was paid out with my insurance for disability. I don't know if you may know that. Anyway, I was suicidal when this happened, right? I personally think there was no, like, it was dangerous what they did, giving the amount of money they did to a suicidal person. I'd still have it if they'd paid it out over years, you know? Anyway, I gave a chunk of it away, and I was scammed out of the last of it, like $80,000 or so, yeah? And it was a long scam. It was one of those ones where they call, and I've always been so good and so careful, and this is back in 2015, and I remember I'd just been paid out, only a few months, like, and I'd done what I did, like I said, as far as I was concerned, and I still believe this, money, doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't change how you feel if you are in the state that I was in at the time, right? The money made no difference to me in the slightest, yeah? And I, like I said, received a phone call, right? I'd been looking into how to, like, invest it, so to speak, yeah? And I'd been getting no luck with the banks and stuff because at first I was looking to use the $100,000 I had as a home deposit, right? Because I'm on disability, no one would look at me, yeah? And then this person called me every day for 6 months, I reckon. Listen to me cry and listen to me for hours. I was more scared than I think I've ever been in my whole life because I truly didn't know what I was going to do at this point in my life, yeah? And he had all this official stuff and everything looked legit, and I remember thinking I'd done my own research, and I guess the long and the short of it is he conned me and he took every single bit of it and he disappeared from the face of the planet. It was like this person didn't exist, right? Now, I tried to kill myself that day. That was one of the serious attempts, yeah? I was lucky in the sense that my friends were beyond worried about me when I wouldn't answer anything, and they broke in the bathroom window to help me, yeah? Now, I have had 9 years or so, and we're talking it took years and years to be able to, I guess, forgive myself, to accept what had happened, and to understand it's all a part of the lessons that I need to go through, okay? I am at peace with my past. Yesterday, however, I got a phone call from a New Zealand number. Now, being a New Zealander, I obviously answered it because I'm like, who in New Zealand is calling me, right? And it was a man calling from a company saying, we've received, like, he kept saying we're a consulting firm, we help people. And then he tried, and he's like trying to say to me, we're going to get your money back, right? And I'm like, give me some details. Like, I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, this call is sounding a lot like the last call where the guy scammed me, right? And I kept saying, this is either a call that is going to change my life or you are just the most incredibly cruel person in the world to be doing this to me, yeah? So they kept at me, and I was like, I'm not going to give you any details. He's like, we're not going to ask you for them. That's how you know we're legit. And they gave me the website number, and they did all, like, the domain, and I started looking into it, and he was like, basically what happened, he goes, is they take the money that you've got, then they invest it into something like Bitcoin, or I don't know what the fuck it is. They've got all of my information, so they're trading under me. I don't know anything about any of this, but now there's this list of people who've been scammed throughout the last however many years, something called a blockchain, and this company has received it, and he's like, your details are on it, we've got everything, we can see you lost a substantial amount of money, we've received this list of people who have been scammed, and we're here to help you get your money back. And I just kept thinking, okay, what I believe in is to come from love. This could be real, but my gut was saying this isn't on. They're not answering particular questions I keep asking, and I was like, I don't understand sort of what's happening. Like, I need to see something to tell me you're legit. I've already been through this. You know what I mean? Anyway, they put me onto a supervisor. We went through the same conversation. They said exactly the same thing. Everything they said made sense, except I could feel something was wrong. And I was like, it was late, and I was wrecked, and I was exhausted. And you can imagine receiving a phone call like this, right? Telling me they're going to help me get my insurance back, right? And I was like, what exactly do I need to do? If you're a legit company, I'm like, wouldn't you have everything? You've already got everything. What do I need to do? He goes, well, we just need to go through this procedure so that we can help get the money back to you, and then you can have it transferred into your bank. And I'm like, again, something isn't sounding right. And because they'd told me they would check into it and they'd call me back in 24 hours, or they'd call me back in about 20 minutes. And I was like, I can't do this. And he was so rude, right? And I was like, how long does this process take? Like, what are you expecting me to do? I'm like, because I won't be giving anyone any kind of information that's personal. That's obviously a given, yeah? And he goes, it takes 2 hours. And I'm like, what could possibly take 2 hours? I said, there's no way I can do that. And then this man spoke to me in a way that I knew instantly it was a scam. Yeah, he goes in the most rudest, aggressive voice, you don't even have 2 hours of time to get you your money back. And I just hung up the phone. And I was a mess, as I'm sure you can imagine, because it's so cruel, right? And this morning, or whenever it was, I got up and I was having breakfast, I started Googling to try and find out what this is, what is happening, yeah? Like, have I just hung up on someone who's truly going to help me, or am I going to be scammed? And I found a website, and I read through all the comments, and basically the 2-hour thing that I was supposed to do was create my own Bitcoin cryptocurrency thing, put my own money again into it to somehow get my money back. I'm on disability for a fucking reason. And I've made peace with the fact that the money is gone. But to call someone you know has been scammed out of $80,000 or more,
And to try to scam them again.
it's sickening. It makes me want to go back into my home and shut myself off from the world. He knew I'd been scammed. Every single fucking comment I read on this thing this morning were people who'd been scammed under over hundreds of thousands of dollars. But some of these people had been duped and had gone through the process with these people.
Yeah.
and I know I'm focusing on the fact that I knew my intuition was right, that I am trusting myself. So far, my intuition has been on the money for everything in the last couple of weeks.
There's more to it than that, Liz. Your intuition was on it. Your boundaries were clear. Your self-advocacy was strong. Your disappointment is not in yourself. It's in the situation in which some people are total jerks. And that there are people who prey upon vulnerable individuals across the world.
People don't believe me, but I'm a vulnerable person.
Yeah, I mean, people will try to make anyone vulnerable.
It was bad enough when I got scared.
People get scammed about government things. People get scammed by professionals.
I know.
People get scammed by healthcare professionals, lawyers, people on the street, they're drug dealers, all kinds of things, because there's bad individuals around the world. But we are grateful that they're also a minority and that there are also good people. Shutting yourself off from the bad people of the world does come at a cost of all the good ones too. And there's a whole bunch of people in between that are, all the shades of gray.
Well, it's funny you say that because, I was saying, I think the last time I saw you, I misconceive things or I take things the wrong way. I've realized that there is something I need in my life that will really help me negate that.
Right.
I'm fine telling my friends. When it comes to my family, though, it's really confusing because I've been told I need to prove myself in all these different ways before I'm allowed to have a sleepover with the kids and things like that, and just all this stuff has to happen. And it's like I am working my ass off day after day after day. I don't understand why my family seem to think I'm the only person that needs to work on themselves, because I'm not. If they're unwilling to learn to how, if my sister or brother had the diagnoses I have, I would have read literally everything I fucking possibly could have to understand them. Nobody's willing to do that with me. I'm too fucking much work.
Or maybe they did, and they just haven't told you.
No, I know the way I'm spoken to.
Can read it all, or read nothing and still treat people badly.
I absolutely love my sister and the kids, and so I see date nights and stuff with the kids and that. And she messaged me a couple of days ago and she's like, did ask me if there are any nice restaurants around, and I was like, are you going on a date so I can look after the kids? And she was like, yeah, that's what we're thinking. And I was like, that sounds awesome to me. So, I'm looking forward to that.
When's that?
Valentine's Day, funnily enough.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I was like, sounds awesome.
It sounds like they better book.
I actually said that to her too. I was like, you really need to figure out where. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, like I said, I'm stuck.
So there, but then you just said that there's progress that's been occurring and that you're going to be taking care of the kids and your sister's talking to you and engaging you with her family.
I saw them, I think it was after I saw you last, I went and saw them.
And it's a slow process. I'll validate from both perspectives. Your desperate want to be included and to be involved in that and to be given the trust to be able to do that. And I'll validate that as a parent, you assume everyone's a monster and it has nothing to do with the facts.
Yeah, I know. I did check that
they're
with her.
like mine.
Yeah, no, I did check that. I was like, do you not think the kids are safe with me or something? And she's like, it's not about that. But it's like, I don't know what more I can do to prove that I am doing my
But
hardest.
maybe you don't need to prove anything else. They are coming towards you. And tolerance is something that everybody has to grow with.
I know.
We start somewhere and we build from it. And it's going to be a great experience and probably a hard one as well if you're going to be taking care of the kids. Good luck to you.
The kids are awesome. They're 7 and 9, so that's perfect.
They're hard work. And
Not nearly as difficult as babies. Yeah. Well, here's an example. I desperately need to go and buy a microphone for my laptop because I can't make videos on anything except this phone because
doesn't it have a microphone?
yeah, and it is so quiet, it is not funny. Like I need to use a separate wireless speaker to even watch myself.
Even when you did Zoom and stuff for all that time, because the Zoom calls were fine.
Well, that was a different computer one that broke, but I have used Zoom calls on the one I'm using now and it's been fine too, so I don't understand what's going on.
Oh, okay.
But
the
people were like, I went and checked in with the stores and everything, and they were like, no, this is normal. Almost all laptops like this are now like this. You've got to buy separate stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, cool. And it's like, I've been helping my friend Corey with the camera and stuff. And, you know, I told myself I would go and have a look at these microphones. And for some reason, I went to pick up my meds yesterday, and like one of my antidepressants, because I take the strongest dosages, always comes in a box of 2. It's been like that for years, but for whatever reason they only gave me 1, and I'm just like, that doesn't work. It's not enough based on the amount I take. Do you know what I mean? I've got everything.
Same pharmacy and everything?
Same one that was doing the web packs, but it just happened to be where I was, and different lady. I didn't meet, not the same pharmacist, but it's like I'm obviously.
Go back and say I need the other box.
Well, I've got them with me in the car, and it's like, yeah, but all I want to do is go home.
I would like it if people just did their jobs. That'd be great. And there might be a reason why she only gave you 1, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I get that, and I need to figure it out. I've got enough now, but it's not the point. The point
You're
is
allowed to be frustrated, and it's allowed to be.
I just don't feel like I have it in me to be around people. It's like
So
I'm
the
me,
urge,
but I'm in a haze of something.
Let's talk about opposite action then. You DBT queen, you know these things.
I don't want to go to the shop, so I should.
The urge is invalid, doesn't get you what you need / want. So do the opposite. You got to feel that bleh, and do it anyway.
But that's the thing, I'm not.
But
and
at
at
what cost?
no part of me, even in this session talking with you right now, feels like I can get in my car and drive somewhere, except for home.
Okay. So
I've got everything I need for now. I've got to get notes done. I have been doing that. So
then there's no issue right now, because it's about what is the cost, right? So if there's no functional cost to not doing it, then it is hard to motivate. If there's no reason to do something, it's hard to convince people to do it. You have enough medications for now. You might call them and say, I got to pick that up, or can you deliver it because it's your mistake, or can you explain why I only got 1? You might be able to do that in the next day or 2.
That's what I was thinking of.
But if today is not something you can do, fine. Then what are you going to do today to help you to get the spoons back to be able to then do it later? That will be the trade-off.
Well, the most important thing at the moment I need to do is book the hotel, get my notes together, and continue studying.
Book the hotel for Rocky Horror.
Yeah, Rocky Horror, yep.
Which is in February. It's February. Is it February?
Tomorrow's the 1st, yeah.
It's tomorrow, February.
I know. And that means my exam's in 9 days.
Yeah.
And so is Rocky, which is all wonderful. Things I'm looking forward to. But like I said, it's this weird haze I'm in.
Okay. So study for a while and reward yourself with a booking.com.
I like that, actually. That's very good.
Because, you do well when you do rewards.
Yep,
or go to the pharmacy whenever you need to, and on the way back get coffee. I'm like, what's every word? I was like, ice cream. You don't need ice cream. I'm sure it's got animal in it.
No, I eat cheese and cream at the moment. I'm not vegan. I'm mostly vegan.
Because ice cream has
Cream in it. But yeah, no, I do
it's got
eat ice
milk
cream.
or something. Yeah.
But yeah, I just, like I said, it's like there is so much to do.
Yes, and there is, and I'm going to validate it. And so, okay, today you don't have to go to the pharmacy, but you do have to do something for yourself today to put the spoons back in so you can go tomorrow or whenever you need to. It's about saying, okay, I can't do that now, but how am I going to help myself get to a point where I can?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think I will feel better once I've got all my notes sorted and I've done a bit of that.
I went to university for 7 years. I never reached the point where I had my notes all together. It's gonna be great. It's like
Even with uni,
almost done.
It's like I know I've passed. You know what I mean? And
hard to study for that last exam then. Other than your drive for perfectionism, it's gonna be difficult.
Well, that's the thing. It is hard to when you know you've already smashed your freaking goals, which I have.
So okay. Do we go back to the system is good enough and just get through?
Oh yeah, that is
Less
where I'm
pressure
at.
is better?
Yeah, I gotta admit, that is where I'm at. I'm not overly stressed given all of what's going on.
You and every master's student I've ever met at the end.
Well, it's exciting watching my friends getting all excited about honours, but like because I spent so many years thinking that's what I wanted to do, it's confronting almost.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
There's an element of grief that will go with that.
Well, that's the feeling I feel. It's like I'm grieving and I don't understand why. Because I was over the moon when I realised honours for psych wasn't for me.
But for many years it was.
About 6.
And now it's happening and it would be me and it's all the what ifs and it challenges
It's bringing up the I'm a failure again.
It challenges your decisions.
It's almost like because I've been on this journey and all my friends are doing it and I'm not.
And not me.
And it's almost like,
why not?
What have I fucked up again? Like,
it makes you question your decision making.
Yeah, I'm questioning everything.
Who you are and your decisions that you have made. You make your decisions with as much information as you have at the time, and you've made it.
I couldn't do it. I don't have it in me, not now.
No person is the same. And we would probably question that then. You've never wanted to progress. The only reason for you to continue your studies is because you have a love of learning. But most people, not all, will do their honors or beyond for the purpose of a trajectory to get something that they want. If that end goal is not what you want, then channel your efforts and energy into something towards what you do want.
Yeah, I want hydro and Pilates classes, and even that is too freaking hard at the moment. Like, I don't know.
It's hard to get.
No, I'm going to just do it at the normal hot pool where they do it. It doesn't cost, I'm not paying idiots money like last time. But,
it's the same place where you're going to do the metal Pilates.
And I'm going to go and do a bunch. They all have like these specials, so like try us out for a week or however long, and then you can make your decision. So kind of thought I'd just go around a few places and try them out.
And find a place where you feel comfortable and supported and has the right environment for you. That's the whole point of a trial.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm not going to commit. That's what I'm saying. But it's weird because I was all this excited, you know what I mean? And
I think you have the what ifs.
I definitely do. That's why I'm here today. Like I said, I'm highly aware.
Well, what if you just trusted yourself?
Well, I'm really doing that. It's not that I don't trust. I know 100% I've made the right decision. I know that.
I know.
It would break me to try to continue to study at this point. I am desperately needing a break. Every single part of me thinks that. I'm sleeping all mornings, and it's not because I'm going to bed late. You know what I mean? I'm just physically, mentally, and emotionally kaput, just out. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I think that's the part I need to sit with.
Uh-huh.
The part that it's okay to do nothing.
Uh-huh.
That's what I struggle with. I've just figured that out. It's the I'm not worthy unless I'm doing something. Bingo. There's the fucking recognition I needed, isn't it? And that's what it's coming down to. You look like the Chelsea cat at the moment, you know, the one from Alice in Wonderland. So it's what it is, though, isn't it? It's because I don't have something that I'm going into. When I quit the ice, I went immediately into training, volunteer work, interviewed for television, university. Bang, 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 one thing after another.
Yep. And now you have choices.
Mm-hmm.
Historically, in your life, there haven't always been too many of those. Survival was a really important one that you chose for a really long time. And beyond survival, there wasn't a great deal of other things.
No.
So now, what if I go to school? What if I don't go to school? What does it mean about me if I don't go to school? What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I did this? Well, what if?
I would just like to feel like an ordinary person without all the fucking shit I have to deal with. And that is why I'm on disability. There's no such thing as a normal person.
Well, we're going to use colloquial normal person as a phrase today. Olivia, this is very normal, what you're feeling right now. Coming to the end of something huge in your life that you've worked really hard for, and having uncertainties about things and motivation waning and not being sure what direction to go in from now. This is 100. You wanted normal. Well, did you ever want normal person? Not really, but here it is.
Yes, no, but you know what I'm saying.
Here it is. This is a very valid experience for you. And maybe it's so hard. It's valid for everyone to feel like you're feeling now. And it's so unsettling, I think, for you because you've never really had the choices, never really gotten to this point. It's been survival, and now it's like, this is what it looks like to have first world problems.
I'm going to be the freest person I know.
Yeah.
Literally. I already have more than enough hours on my day.
But what does it feel like for someone whose life has been not dedicated to, but consumed a lot by challenge and disruption and problems and diagnoses and all the things that we have and say and do? What does it feel like when we say, okay, that's normal?
I hear you. I agree.
You know, it's the first time in like maybe ever.
It is
that
the
it's
first
like
time ever.
Okay, now what? Like, and that feeling of now what, and what kind of this expectation of problem or issue or failure or loss or what's going to happen now, waiting for that shoe to drop, that's probably because of your past.
That makes so much sense because, like I said, none of this was happening, you know, earlier, and it's
and now
definitely,
we're saying, okay, this is normal.
I like that because my friends have said to me, I had one friend this morning, Corey, she's got ADHD too, and she was like, Liv, I'd be feeling exactly like you do.
So let's look at validation and using your peers. These people I know, how would this person feel? Can't even talk today. Don't necessarily ask them, but what would they feel?
What have you met me? I ask whatever the hell I want.
I know, but sometimes we have to do it by ourselves because our friends don't answer the phone. And sometimes that's okay because they need to do them.
Oh yeah, no, they know that. My friends are wonderful and they've all said what you're saying.
But we say, okay, how would my bestie feel if they were in this situation? Scared or nervous or trepidatious or excited. P.S. They all feel very similar.
Oh, I know. Like,
maybe it's a little bit of all of them rolled into
I'm a
one.
part, like, you remember I'm the social butterfly who introduces everyone to everyone because I think uni is difficult enough, right? Yeah. So I'm very aware. Like, watching them talking about honours, there's excitement, but there's absolute, what have we got ourselves into, terror happening.
I know.
And they're all doing full time. And then none of my friends have done full time. So there's so many things happening. And it's funny you say that because I won't get into anything, but probably one of my closest friends, Juice, is going through something, and it's so bad that he can't talk about it, and I'm beyond concerned about what's going to happen. Like, really, really concerned for him. And
then all you can do is be there to hold his hand.
I drove to his work yesterday just to give him a hug. No shit. Sometimes all people need is a hug. That's all I need sometimes is a bloody hug.
Hope he knew you were coming.
Huh?
Hope he knew you were coming.
No, he didn't. I surprised him.
Does he have a job in which that would be okay? Okay, that's all right then. But you know what I mean.
Like, yeah, but like it made his day because he was like, I cannot believe you came all the way here just for that. I'm like, I'm not going to pressure you to tell me what's going on. I've intuitively got it right. I know this because, like, he was.
Sometimes it's what people don't say.
Like I said, my intuition's on the money right now, and that's one of the most important things to me. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably one of the very first things I ever said to you, because it was my belief in the fact that we all have intuitive thoughts and feelings that were, it's like coming full circle. And I think that's what's happening. Everything that started this journey, way back when it did, is now being brought up.
I'm going to throw something out there. What would it be like if because you have a strong affinity. I don't want to be invalidating, okay? So let's just
say what you say. Come on, it's me.
If you look at things, like you have a strong affiliation to the diagnoses.
To the ADHD one.
Part of the challenges with your family have been about recognition and validation through things like diagnostic labels and stuff, which has helped in some ways and not in others. What if we didn't, because sometimes people they get stuck in that framework where we pathologize normal behaviors, normal emotional experiences, normal challenges, normal anxieties, normal dysregulations, anger, happiness, all those things.
Yeah, but like I know I'm better with that because now I know when I'm experiencing just regular normal feelings.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Because I'm very weird. Because I feel like I'm in a BPD flare right now.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
And it feels like that, and I'm gonna just go with I'm not sure, because I think they're reaching out. I think that you're checking with your friends. I think you're preventing it from flaring.
Yeah.
Because
I
actually think that some of the feelings and some of the trepidations and some of this overwhelm and motivation and all those things, that's the normal behavior.
Yeah.
So let's not pathologize that bit. That bit's great. And you're not getting to the point of complete dysregulation. You're not going to the point of rage or meltdown. You're not super distressed. There's not those large fluctuations in emotional dysregulation. We all have emotional fluctuation.
I was going to say, because I feel like it, but it's not the massive ones.
It's not this.
Yeah.
So this and this bit right now, great.
Okay, I like that, yeah. See, this is what it comes back to while I'll be in therapy for the rest of my life, this self-validation, you know what I mean? Because hearing it from you...
You're okay.
Sometimes that's all you need to hear.
And you need some permission to have it be okay, and sometimes for it to be hard, and sometimes for it to be downright shit, and have that still be okay.
Yeah, it's the needing to be okay with the fact that I'm not doing anything wrong, in the sense of I'm just trying to live my best life. I really am.
So I think I'll challenge that maybe there's been a little bit of recent pathologizing.
Yeah. It's that thing I learned, the reactive relational aggression. Because you okay?
Yeah.
It's just so highlighted for me now. Because I've never known it before. I didn't even know it was a fucking thing.
And we all are reactive.
I like to hear that.
Every person's reactive.
Because you know what I told you last time was my goal for this year? I've sucked. Hasn't managed once. Don't know what the fuck's wrong. It not happened. I'm able to get all my shit out and then listen to my friend, but I still can't make it about them first. And then I'm highly aware of it, so I'll say it to them, oh my god, this is not what I'm meant to be doing. And then it becomes all very confusing for everyone. Well, I'm going to turn this off now.